Summoning the OSC, which if you didn't know, stands for Object Show Community. If it's ever crossed your mind, what are these little numbers? What is this phone I keep seeing everywhere? I got you. Let me put you onto something. Let me explain what the heck an object show even is, and the fandom that I do also want to discuss. In the late 2000s, early 2010s, a couple of kids watched Total Drama and said, I bet. They were so inspired, it gave them the determination to make their own cartoon. And on January 1st, 2010, BFDI, or Battlefordreamisland, uploaded its first episode to YouTube. 15 years, a lot of new characters, and a lot of new episodes later, it's still going strong, with new episodes released frequently and a very dedicated fan base. The series follows a cast of anthropomorphized objects as they compete in challenges, make alliances, and test their friendships, all to win some kind of prize. The show has a mix of very sharp and clever, very surreal humor. Or I don't know, maybe my sense of humor is just broken, because I always lose my mind over this clip of Leafy eating an onion.
What do you want to eat? Onion? Well, why didn't you say so? Thanks. No problem. So,
it's really easy to see how this show spawned a fan base. Characters are simple to draw, lending easily to making your own. Usually, shows have a unique voting mechanic that makes it so you, the viewer, gets to vote on something that impacts the characters in the show. As you can imagine, that leads to a lot of creativity and collaboration within the community, even spawning an entire subgenre of independent animation, which are object shows. Explanation out of the way, I know what many of you are probably thinking. Isn't this just furries with less steps? That's for you, the viewer, to decide. But hear me out. Hear me out. The furry fandom has an emphasis on anthropomorphizing organic life, whereas the OSC has more of a focus on anthropomorphizing inorganic. Each fandom has their exceptions, but I'd say they're each pretty similar concepts, which does lead to a fair amount of overlap between the two fandoms. The object show community thrives off of creating its own content. I have to say, it's really beautiful to see so many independent creators getting their stories out there and inspiring others with a genre that is incredibly accessible by design. Okay, now that we know a little bit more about object shows than we did a couple minutes ago, where do we get started? I'm going to put a list of the most top tier object shows, in my opinion. The FDI is a great starting point. It kind of takes me back to when I was a kid and would watch Total Drama. You wouldn't think so in the beginning. I have to say, it's really easy to find yourself getting invested for these little characters. I definitely had objects I rooted for or I was sad to see go, and most of the fans feel the same way. There's a lot of discussions about it on places like Discord, Reddit, and TikTok. Most of the time, it's a very welcoming fan community, and I have to say, I'm glad I'm here. It feels like there's a lot less gatekeeping than a lot of other fandoms I've been in. A lot of the shows are open source. People are surprisingly chill with sharing resources. It seems like their goal genuinely is just to help one another create. That being said, yes, there's definitely are such thing as object sonas and having your own object characters. Want to make one yourself? They can be literally anything you want. A lot of people have object sonas of objects that have some kind of special connection to them. It's kind of like the cutie mark principle, except just take the cutie mark part and put a face on it. And if you can't draw, well, you have options, my friend. You can take a PNG, some free to use assets, typically the BFDI ones, and you have a character. Nice. You're wondering, oh no, what if my object sona is the same object as somebody else's object sona? Like I said earlier, it's not really an issue. It's more of a sense of camaraderie, like, oh hey, like, hey, it's me, but it's them. Etiquette in the OSC is important, so not to attack anyone. I don't want the smoke OSC, but there are some no-nos. Contacting the creators of your favorite object shows about the ships you like and asking if they will be canon is one of them. It's also a big no-no to try to pressure somebody to vote the same way as you. People really out here getting mad at you for voting certain characters. Grassy fans, TV fans, where you at? We got an object sona. We were inspired by a lot of cool object shows. A lot of the time, the next step after that is wanting to create your own object show. Still figuring out how to do that one. I'll get back to you. But I'd say typically you don't need much to get started. You can literally just record you and your buddies goofing around in a Discord call and then animate your object characters over that. There's plenty of great non-competition and non-serious object shows. And who says you can't be one of them? Hey, please like and subscribe if you learned something. Thanks for watching. Bye bye!